Hey everybody, this video we're going to hand file a key for this lock. Originally you might do that, you buy a used lock, it's hard to pick, you want to progressive pin it, or you don't have a kit to rekey it, so you just want to make a key, or whatever, you just want a key. So this will work on any lock you can take apart, whether it's Schlage like this one, or Kwikset, American lock, whatever. First thing you need to do is get the lock open, so you can either shim it open, which we'll link a video up here for shimming a lock, or you can find one of the millions of videos on picking locks and you can pick it open, but one way or the other does have to be open. Alright, now that it's open, we've got to get it apart. So this one has a cap on the back. I've already taken the D10 stuff out of it. And this one is a 1/2-inch plug follower, so I'm using a 1/2-inch dowel rod, which anybody can get from any Walmart or hardware store. And get our plug out of here. This is an old dirty lock. And then some tips on doing this here. If you have space and depth keys, which you can get on eBay, helps a lot. You can use the 0 key, take it to the store, and get duplicates of the lowest, lowest numbered one, which Schlage is 0, but you just get copies of the lowest numbered one, then you've got your spacing already figured out. That's the hardest part of this, is the spacing. So when it's in there, you just basically would take your copy of your lowest numbered key and start filing on it until all the pins hit the shear line, and it just shows you where to start. Other way you can do this, which is even easier if you're not in a big rush. Take your depth keys, put them in, and try to find the shortest one. So it looks like might be a 3 possibly here. Your shortest key pin. Okay, so that's number 1 is a 3. See, it's on the shear line already. And go get some copies of this one for this particular lock, because then what that does is you can see you don't have to file as much on all of these, and you don't have to file chamber 1 at all. So you can start with the lowest number 1 and just take some time out of it. And then there's one other way that you can do this here, which is the way that we're actually going to do it. And for that, I'm going to have to move the camera over to my anvil so we can file. So let me sign off here. We'll be back in just a second. Alright, so I've got the camera moved here where I can file hopefully easily on camera. So we've got our key blank here. And like I said, the hardest part of this is spacing. Using those depth key suggestions is really recommended for this. But if you don't, you can put it in. You can take a hammer, you can tap the pins and try to mark the blank that way. Not as easy. So I'm going to actually drop the pins here and keep them in order. Okay, what I'm going to do, take a poke tool. It's a Harbor Freight hook is what this one is. They give them to you free when you have a coupon, but get these anywhere. Hardware stores, Walmart even sells them. And I'm going to go into each hole and mark it. It's like I said, the spacing is the hardest part on this, getting the spacing right. Because if you end up filing in 2 spaces at the same time, you screw it all up. So I'm not sure this is going to show up on camera or not. Kinda, not really. Yeah, there you go. You can see the marks there, so that's where we're going to be filing. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to reload pins back into my plug here. And this is a drilled 6 pin 5 Schlage plug, which is actually Schlage brand, which you don't see too much of, but it's old, I guess. All right, now what we're gonna do is just start filing here. And of course, I didn't know what these pins looked like before I started this. If I planned this out at all, I would have found a lock or just repinned it to one with really, really short key pins, because it's going to take a while. Alright, so I've got all our cuts started here. And we can put it in. So I'm going to try to keep this on camera here. So we'll notice now they're not all sticking out as much as they were. So what we're going to do is just work on one space at a time here until we get them all, at the shear line. So a couple more passes here. I'll start to do 5 here. See how high 5 sticking up. So to do some filing on that real quick here and really be able to see what I'm talking about. Not to spill that. Okay. See, it gets lower and lower. Now I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward here while I try to just finish this out real quick here. And just notice here that, they're all get closer to the shear line the more you file. Alright, this is Schley. That might be close enough. Two's a little bit low, might cause it to hang up, but I think this will actually work. So let me switch the camera back here, and we'll be right back. All right, and so now we got our key here. It looks like 2's a tad low, but Schley, it has a little bit of play to it. So put it in, test it out, and there we go. Works nicely. Angles are good enough where it'll come out. And you know, not the prettiest looking key, but you know, if you drank enough, it would do. So that's how you you know, hand file a key. You know, if you don't have key machines or a key. And that's going to do it for this video. And we'll talk to everybody later.